Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Emily and I post a ton of bookish content, and if you are not new here, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you. So for today's video, we are going to be doing yet another wrap up, and it's actually on time this time because I know last month I think I posted it like mid-February. It was a little bit late due to just like work things, but hello, we're back and we're on time. This is going up, I believe, like one of the first days of March, so look at me go. And yeah, I'm really excited about it. I had a pretty good month. I didn't read a lot, and I'm not putting pressure on myself because I've noticed sometimes when I do that, I have the potential to get into a reading slump, and I'm not really into that. So grab yourself a beverage, let's get right into it. I'm going to talk about all of the books that I read in February and all of the books that I am hopeful to read in March. I don't know why I feel like I'm missing a book, or I'm going to talk about the wrong ones. No, we're good. First book that I counted towards January because I finished most of it in January, but I ended it officially in February, and that is Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney, and I really like this book. I gave it a 5 out of 5. This was, I think, potentially one of my first thrillers of the year, and it did not disappoint. This book follows a husband and a wife who are trying to kind of rekindle their relationship during their anniversary. They go off to Scotland to a very secluded Airbnb getaway that they won through the wife's works, like contest or something, and when they get there they realize it's very eerie. There's something going on, and they start hearing noises and like think that there's ghosts, things like that, but really there is someone from someone's past who brought them here. It was no accident, and you know, someone may not leave alive. So it's very intense. I was gripped from beginning to end. I really loved the snowy atmosphere. Reading this in February I think was perfect because the book takes place in February, and overall I just really liked it. I also liked that every few chapters you got the anniversary letter from the wife to the husband, but they're letters that she actually never gives him. They're just for her to kind of, I guess, spill all of her feelings and secrets and things that she would like to tell her husband but just can't or doesn't feel ready to. And then when we reach the last letter, she gives it to him and all hell breaks loose. And I just really liked it a lot. So I highly recommend you pick this one up if you have not already. It's still winter. I feel like the vibes would still be there. So yeah, that was the first book that I read and officially ended in February. The next book was Lost in the Plot's February book club pick, and that was Hopeless by Colleen Hoover. This one has severe trigger warnings, so please be warned, look them up beforehand. I don't want to spoil anything with regards to that, but definitely look up the trigger warnings because I was not expecting it, and I really wish that I had known prior so I could have told the book clubbers, and from now on I'm going to be looking up all trigger warnings beforehand so that everyone is prepared and has all of the information needed. That being said, this book was wonderful. I gave this one a 5 out of 5 as well. This book follows Skye, and she is a homeschooled 17-year-old who is officially going to public school for the first time in her senior year. She ends up meeting not too many people, not too many friends, but she does run into this guy named Holder at the grocery store, and he thinks he recognizes her from somewhere, but she's like, is this just a pickup line? I don't really know. And they end up sparking a friendship and a relationship, and it's a really beautiful story about trauma bonding, childhood, past secrets, and things that have happened to both of them, how their lives kind of connect, and you kind of figure all of it out as you go. And the ending is insanely triggering, so please, just like I said, be warned. But I loved this book, and as someone who can relate to a lot of the trigger warnings, it was hard for me to read sometimes, but I think that Colleen Hoover, you know, while I wasn't really into reading sex scenes about teenagers, I thought that was a little weird, the romance was still really deep. I felt the chemistry between the characters, and I still think that she explained all of the different plot points, the triggering ones included, really well and in a complex way. I think that I connect to Skye a lot, so yeah, I really love this. I highly recommend. This is definitely one of my favorite Colleen Hoover books. Yeah, really recommend this, and I think I might pick up Losing Hope. I don't know. Either that or I'm going to continue with the novellas because I do really like the world. But yeah, this was my second book that I read in February. The next book that I finished in February, I actually finished today, and that is X's and O's by Amy Lee. If you know, I was obsessed with Set on You by her, and so when this came out, I purchased it right away. I think I already had an arc, but I was just like, I don't even care. This cover is adorable, and the story was just as adorable. I gave this one a 4.5 out of 5. I didn't like it as much as Set on You, but I did really enjoy the writing and the characters, and I did feel a connection between them. I really enjoyed the slow burn throughout this book. If you're not aware of what it's about Tara, who is Crystal's sister from Set on You, and she is going through the list of her exes to try and see if there's still a spark there and rekindle a relationship, because she hasn't had a lot of luck with love since her engagement was canceled, and she's a very fairy tale happily ever after type of person. So she ends up like asking her new roommate Trevor, which is this guy here, to kind of help her be her wingman, if you will, while she goes on these dates with exes. And you know, over time they just have that slow burn of realizing, oh, I actually like you. And it was actually really cute. I did really enjoy that. Thought the ending was really well done. There was a lot of, like, if you're a Taylor Swift fan, there's a lot of Taylor Swift references in here. Tara, the main character, actually runs a romance bookstagram and different like bookish things, which I thought was really cool and relatable. And yeah, overall I did really enjoy this. I think there was just something missing there for me. I don't know what. Maybe just I wanted to get to know maybe a little bit more about Trevor. I don't know. But it wasn't a 5 out of 5. There was just something missing for me. But 4.5 out of 5 is still really good. So I highly recommend picking this one up. It was adorable. So those were the only 3 books that I read in February. Like I said, I have been taking things slow. February was also kind of a busy month for me. And so for March, I do have 4 books that I'm hoping to read. I have 3 of them physically, and another one I have as an ARC on my Kindle. The next book that I'm about to start is actually my very first ever reread, and that is The One by John Mars. Oh, got my bookmark. Haven't started it yet, but The One by John Mars I read like 2 years ago, and it has been since then one of my favorite books. If anyone asks me what my favorite book is, it's usually either this one or Delilah Green Doesn't Care, and I'm a little nervous to reread it because I don't want it to disappoint me. But I think it's time, and I have a feeling I'm still gonna love it just as much. If you're not aware of what this one's about, it's about a DNA test that is connected to a dating app to help you find your scientific soulmate. And there's like 5 different perspectives, so multiple points of views in this, super short chapters, and you kind of get to know each of the couples. And a lot of them go through drama, and I really like how John Mars created each of these soulmates so uniquely. Like, there is not a situation in here that is similar to another, and it just keeps you on your toes. So I really enjoyed this, and I'm excited to read it again. I would consider this like a thriller sci-fi romance. Like, it has everything in it, and I'm just pumped to read it again, honestly. So I'll let you know if I ended up enjoying it as much as the first time. A little bit nervous, but that's going to be the next book that I pick up. The next book on my TBR for March is Ghosts by Dolly Alderton, and this is actually Lost in the Plot's March book club pick. I'm really excited for this one actually because I recently in January read Everything I Know About Love by her, which was her memoir, and I ate that shit up. I really liked it. I know that was based on her real life, but this has similar patterns in it. So it's about a woman named Nina, and she's about to publish her second book. She has a good relationship with her ex-boyfriend and a lot of friends to keep her social calendar full. Then she downloads a dating app and she meets a great guy named Max who ends up ghosting her. And so she's forced to deal with everything she's been trying so hard to ignore. Her father's dementia is getting worse. Her editor hates her new book idea. Her best friend is icing her out. And so it does say it's a funny, tender, and eminently movingly relatable story. And it's a whip-smart tale of relationships and modern life. I think that this is going to be definitely interesting, more of like a coming-of-age type story, a woman finding herself, what she deserves. This cover is adorable as well. But yeah, that's all I really know about it. I just read the synopsis. I like to go in pretty blind for books, and this is going to be a great one, I think, to discuss with the book club. So If you are not a part of the book club and you would like to be sure to sign up for my newsletter down below. You can vote every month for each of the books that we decide to read and the day and time that we decide to meet on the Discord channel. It's such a fun time. It's such a close-knit group of people, and I adore doing it every single month. I think this month is going to be my 15th month doing it, and I just can't believe how fast time has gone by. But please, if you would like to join, you can even comment down below with your like Instagram handle or whatever, and I can contact you. But if you would like to join the book club, we meet every single month and it is just such a joy. So yeah, if you want to do that, be sure to either sign up for my newsletter or let me know in the comments below. The last physical book that I have is Addicted to You by Krista and Becca Ritchie. Who would have thought I would end up finally reading this? So this is actually, I think, the original cover. Indigo came out with an exclusive. I may need to exchange this for that one and get those, just because I feel like these are harder to find now if I want to continue the series. But nonetheless, this is a very long series and a lot of people are obsessed with it. I believe this is Lily and Lo's book, but each book, as you go through the series, you get different people in different relationships. So yeah, this one is Lily and Lo. It says, she's addicted to sex, he's addicted to booze, the only way out is rock bottom. No one would suspect shy Lily Calloway's biggest secret. While everyone is dancing at college bars, Lily stays in the bathroom to get laid. Her compulsion leads to her one-night stands, steamy hookups, and events she shamefully regrets. The only person who knows her secret happens to have one of his own. Lauren Hale's best friend is his bottle of bourbon. Lily comes at a close second. For 3 years, they've pretended to be in a real relationship, hiding their addictions from their families. They've mastered the art of concealing flasks and random guys that filter in and out of their apartment. But as they sink beneath the weight of their addictions, they cling harder to their destructive relationship and wonder if a life together, for real, is better than a lie. Strangers and family begin to infiltrate their guarded lives, and with new challenges, they realize they may not just be addicted to alcohol and sex. Their real vice may be each other. This is definitely going to be a little bit of a spicy one, and I'm really excited for it. I've been waiting to read it. I don't really know what's been like not making me pick it up, but I have wanted to for a while, so I'm very excited to start it. I hope that I connect with the characters and I'm able to go through the whole series. We shall see. It's a commitment, so don't hold me to it, but I am excited to at least read this one. And the last book that I'm hoping to read this month that I do not have physically but is on my TBR is You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Geneva Rose. I have it as an ARC right now. It's coming out on April 25th and it sounds really, really good. So this is another thriller that I'm hoping to read. It's about a woman named Grace who has a really busy life in New York and decides to book a Airbnb in a very like secluded place in Wyoming. She ends up meeting the landlord, I believe his name is Calvin, and they end up hitting it off really, really well, but it ends up turning into something a little bit morbid where he becomes obsessed with her, and when she needs to leave, he doesn't want her to. The end of the synopsis here says, Calvin fears that Grace is hiding something from him. Told from dual points of view, You Shouldn't Have Come Here is a thrill ride and a cautionary tale of what can go wrong when you open up your house and your heart to a total stranger. So I personally was obsessed with The Perfect Marriage. It was one of my favorite books in 2022, and I just have a really, really good feeling about this one. I still want to read her backlist. So One of Us is Dead came out, I believe, midway through last year. Still haven't read that one, and I want to read The Girl I Was as well because I just love her writing so much, and I love supporting her as an author. I think she is super funny and just a good person, and so I'm pumped to read that as well. If I do not get to that one in March, it's gonna definitely be one that I like start at the end of March and move into April because I'm just really excited to read it. So that is the last book on my March TBR. Alright, you guys, there you have it. All of the books that I read in February and the ones that I'm hoping to read in March. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and comment down below what you're hoping to read next month because I would love to know. Thank you so much for being here. Be sure to come back next Friday. I post every single Friday, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.